Welcome back to our Traveling Tuesday. I'm Claudia.
And I'm Julia.
And we're here at Velvet Views in Bishopscourt.
So we're standing here in the living room of this beautiful space, and as you can see, it's a layered, textured, colourful, beautiful space with loads of light flowing in. And we're going to meet the homeowner soon and interview her and find out how it is that she achieved this beautiful look. And she's got so much insight into the architecture and how she changed it from when she bought it into what you see today.
Absolutely, and also how you could achieve a very similar look, the style, the warmth, and how she's also opened and transformed the space, but without breaking a lot of the bones.
So the architect of this home is Karen Newman, and when Veronique first saw it, she fell in love with the bones of this space. There were high ceilings, big windows, beautiful light flowing in. She was a little bit short on accommodation, which she's corrected, and she also felt like the palette was very pared down and pale. And you can see this is a very colourful, layered home, which is what Veronique brought in. And I love that she talks about creating a sense of being in a home and how does it make you feel. And obviously she loves colour. And Veronique has, with all her years of travel, collected all these beautiful pieces, which I'm going to chat to her about just now. But you'll feel that it does create this sense of layering, which I think is so clever in this space. So I'm here with the beautiful Veronique, who is the owner of Velvet Views. And we first met nearly 15 years ago.
At least.
I bought a beautiful property from Veronique, which is where our offices used to be. And tell us how this space has evolved, because you've obviously done a lot of buying over the years with your travels, and you've been inspired by all these incredible places you've been to.
I've always been a traveller. I used to be a backpacker when I was at university, and I would bring back textiles, like old textiles, in my backpack. In those days, I would carry it around for 3 months because I loved it so much. So very passionate about textiles, tribal textiles, and that's why I eventually started importing from India, importing from France and Argentina with Coco Caru. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, I sort of took that sense of discovery and collecting and curating with me. I still have it, and I just find things all over the place in junk shops, local junk shops. This piece came from a shop in Oxford, and I put it in a container. You know, everything has a story. I can remember where I was when I bought it. It's like it reminds me of my travels.
I love that about this space. And you talk about stories, because we talk a lot about storytelling.
Yes.
And obviously being in the film industry, these houses all tell a story, and that's why they choose them. And that, as you say, when you stand in this room, you can just feel that there's so much history here and memories. And I think that's what's so important, what you said about decorating, is it's not created in one moment.
Definitely
it's
not.
years of collecting.
This look is not an overnight look. You can't just go to a shop and say, I'll have that, put it together and it's overnight. You know, this is a long-term view, and you just got to go slowly. So I find with my clients, my decorating clients, decorating houses, I almost have to coach them and say, don't rush it, just wait. And then I actually coach their own confidence in their own taste, because I said, if you love it, it will go. We'll find a place, we'll make it work. The theme has to be, you love it.
I love what you say about that it's not a rush process. I'm actually a little bit cautious with colour. And as we can see, you love colour. That you're bold with colour, and that is, it feels to me a little bit dangerous, that colour thing, because I'm not that confident with it. That it feels like you've created this experience over time and not rushed it to put it together in one moment. And that you've paired it with, furniture that is toned down so that you can add the splash of colour and create that beautiful effect.
Yeah, it's not an over-designed process. It's not an over-thought process. If anything, it's an over-felt process. Yeah. You've got to feel it. So actually, I like to start with a neutral base. And then, so you'll see these are white chairs. That's a cream chaise longue. These are cane sofas with white. Underneath here is a cream thing. And then I put the colour on top. And you just slowly start adding colour.
Veronique, tell me a little bit about when you found this space, what attracted you to it, and then what you did to make it yours.
It was a beautiful house. It's been designed by architect Karen Newman. It had extremely good bones, very high ceilings, wonderful flow. But for me, it was very masculine. So I wanted to soften it. It was very architectural. So I wanted to make it feel more like a farmhouse. So the first thing I did was take it, paint the outside a warm greenish color. It was white before. And then I've added transition spaces to soften it. And I think the transition spaces were very, very important in softening this house, plus the color.
But sorry about those transition spaces, because I think that's quite important. I love what you've said about that you go through this lovely patio pergola area before you get to the outside, which softens that transition between the in and the out. And I think that's such a key point.
Well, it's not an original idea. It comes from a book called Pattern Language, which is very famous. It's a Bible for architects. And they talk about this, you don't want to go from inside just straight into outside because your eyes don't adjust from dark to bright light. So they say it's evolutionary, that, you know, when you lived in the cave, you didn't want to get out from the cave straight into the savannah, because then you needed time to adjust and that was dangerous for you. So you wanted to go through dappled light, and then your eyes could focus and you could suss out the outside. So it's a psychological thing that one needs to it's just peaceful. You feel it's not abrupt, it softens.
So where do you come in the morning to have your morning coffee and relax and really take in this beautiful space?
Well, that's interesting. We're here. I go sit there or there. Or actually, I often sit here because I actually lie there. I edit videos for Instagram on that chaise longue. But this is also a space that gets used when I entertain. You know, the flow of this house is very inviting. People just spread out. I've seen it happen. And I think people underestimate how important flow is. And how if you place furniture, place it so it pulls you in. You don't want to walk into the back of a sofa and go round it. You want to walk through two chairs. You don't want blocks. And I think that's how it's a very delicate art in how you place furniture, so that it says come here, and you are literally drawn into that space rather than pushed away from that space.
And I love also how you've created these zones. And what ties those zones together is a beautiful rug. You know, so there are moments, as you say, in the home, even though it's largely open plan, there are these separate moments where you can go and feel relaxed, and that you're not in a huge space, that you have these small spaces that you can feel still intimate and fine to be on your own.
So it always bothered me that the pool was on the side of the house. That's where it was originally in the old house. But it bothered me that it was like a separate thing. I did enjoy it being separate. There were a lot of pros to it being separate, because you go to the pool. But I always felt that we needed to have some kind of water here. And originally I was going to put it on the much lower level. And then my daughter, Josephine Sussman, who's a garden designer, said, Mom, put it there. And so, you know, we looked at that space and we finally did it. And that is transformed the way you enjoy this top level here. Really, and it looks like it's always been here. So that's the trick to decorating and garden design, or, you know, landscape design, is it must look like it's always been there.
Why do you have shoots with Amazing Spaces? How did you hear about Amazing Spaces? Why have you, you've had a few shoots. How does that feel to you in terms of having shoots?
I love the shoots that you bring to me. It's, you know, they're normally one-day shoots. We just do stills, and I love it. It's just nice to have young, vibrant people enjoying the space, doing something with it. It's, you know, it makes you feel good. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I enjoy working with you, always have.
And I love also, you'll see with this house, that the light, as you said, comes in from so many different angles.
Yeah.
And the thing with photography, people love light. And you have made the most of light in this house. Like wherever you are, there's some light coming through a window. And you haven't blocked that light, as you talked about that. Like, don't block the light.
Don't ever block light. Don't ever block light. This is a north-facing house. It's critical that you face north, in my opinion. I really look for that in a house, because when you face north, you open to the east and the west, and that arc of light moves like that. So light is really important, and balanced light. As I said, you don't want the sharp contrast. Collect what you love. Trust your own taste, and educate your eye. Do a Pinterest board. Just get your eye in, and just educate your eye. Just expose yourself to different looks, and whatever you like, pin it, and then you'll go through it, and then delete it, and you'll narrow down your style, and it'll give you confidence.
I love that.